Now to an update on yesterday's tragic story involving the late Army officer, Lieutenant Samson Haruna, who was allegedly set ablaze by his wife during a domestic dispute. Well, a new audio recording, allegedly featuring the late lieutenant's wife, is circulating on social media, where she says her husband's death was caused by a terrible accident and not a deliberate act. Mrs. Haruna, who is said to be in police custody, in the audio recording claims her husband accidentally kicked a gallon of fuel during their altercation on September 22nd, causing it to spill. She also alleged that her husband had threatened to set her ablaze if her parents didn't come to take her home, but maintained the fire outbreak was not intentional. She also accused the late officer of previously subjecting her to domestic violence, claiming one beating led to a miscarriage. According to her, while on his hospital bed at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Lieutenant Haruna allegedly begged her to visit and pleaded with authorities to drop the case, admitting the fire was accidental before he succumbed to his injuries. Nigerians on social media have expressed mixed reactions, with some demanding justice for the deceased, while others call for a fair investigation into what truly transpired that night. And that's what we're calling for here, a fair, transparent investigation as to what truly transpired that night. We did see that, we did hear that audio recording allegedly featuring, and I say allegedly at this point because they say that she's in police custody. Where did she make the audio recording? But the story is just quite confusing. First of all, if you know, she said that the guy was in the storeroom and the petrol spilled, and then he was threatening her with a lighter to set that place ablaze. I mean, when did the fire start? Those are the sort of questions that Nigerians are asking on social media. We need this investigation. I thought it was important to highlight this story because we took it yesterday. We took the side of the family, the Haruna family. Now we are taking the side of the wife of the late lieutenant. Well, Mrs. Reti Haruna, did you want to say something, Ayo Rufai?
Just to say that I think this throws a light on domestic violence. Yes. From her accounts, we see that it didn't just start with that particular fight that unfortunately ended the life of her husband. Mm-hmm. This has happened for a long time, and then there are questions around, is there any place to seek help, or do people, men, man or woman, seek help when they are in a domestically, yes, abusive relationship? I think that's important because this could have been cut short and we would not have escalated to this if they had already found solution when the domestic, if her claims about him beating her, in the early part was true. However, this is the importance of investigations, despite when you hear one side of the story. There's a side, the other side, and the truth. So what Nigerians want is for us to get to the bottom of the truth as to what really happened in that household, and whoever is found guilty brought to the book. That's what we want.
I said something yesterday, yes. I was talking to Aya and Dr. Abati. I said the most important part in a conversation when people are about to come together is not about love. At some point, I'll feel good about you, I will not feel good about the person.
Yes.
The butterflies in my stomach will not be there every time. But the most important conversation should be a conflict resolution mechanism. If both of you cannot agree on how to manage conflicts, then please don't be together. Because as human beings, we will always have conflicts.
Yes.
As long as we breathe, we'll have conflicts. But if two people are coming together and they want to be together, they must think about conflict resolution mechanisms. So, for everybody going out on a date today or this night, ask that person you're on a date with, in your worst moment of anger, would you still love me and listen to me?
Yes, your spouse can make and break you. Yes. And this is why
violence is unacceptable.
Important to choose the right partner.
Unacceptable.
You pray
and then people should seek mental health counseling.
Health counseling.
A lot of people are not okay. They are not normal.
Yes.
You see people who are dressed and all that. So there should be mental health counseling.
Absolutely.
And then families should also be involved.
Yes.
Sometimes family is the problem.
Sometimes family is the problem. You're absolutely right. Yes.
Okay.
No, I know
Okay,
that.
tell us.
Especially we've heard so many stories about family involvement with marriages and all of that. No, you just have to keep being prayerful. Everything hopefully just comes down to understanding your spouse and loving each other when you are in a relationship. Well, I prayed for this man and his family. I pray that they get some sort of comfort. May his soul continue to rest in peace. And I hope, like I said, the investigation is speedy.